for watching Times News with me, Tabi Kamangala Mwinifumbo. First, the headlines. UTM National Executive Committee meets this Friday to make a final decision on its alliance partnerships. High Court sets month end for hearing of a case in which an MCP member is challenging a resolution to bar new members from contesting at the elective convention. And in other news, 34% of Malawian children are still trapped in stunting predicament. We have these and many other stories. Please do stay with us. Our top story this morning, there are high expectations as the UTM Party's National Executive Committee meets in Lilongwe today for a final decision on the future of its alliance with MCP and other parties. This comes at least a week after the party's Central Executive Committee announced the party had dumped the Tonse Alliance. There are, however, conflicting statements on whether the decision is conclusively binding or not. Mercy Madonga is on the story.
In an interview with Times, UTM spokesperson Felix Njawala told Times that NEC meeting will take place on Friday in Lilongwe, and Vice President Michael Usi is expected to attend.
We'll be ratifying some of the decisions that were made at the Central Committee. Then we also have another issue to discuss regarding demarcation of our regions. So it will also be discussed, and that decision also has to be ratified. Yeah, so those are the issues. He'll be there unless maybe if he's busy with other issues, but he is aware of the meeting.
Office of Vice President, Director of Communications Pirani Piri was not available to comment on Usi's availability at the meeting. However, a program from his office shows that Dr. Usi will be in Zomba for the presidential functions from 9 a.m. on Friday.
High Court Judge Howard Pemba will on 31st July this year hear a case in which a Malawi Congress Party member is challenging a resolution to bar new members from contesting at the forthcoming elective conference. Eddie Banda is requesting the court to formally nullify the resolution, describing it as discriminatory among others. Kathy Molidi shares an update.
In his court filing, Banda argues that the resolution is unconstitutional and exceeds the NEC's powers. He claims that only a party convention can make such decisions and that the resolution infringes on his rights as an MCP member. On Thursday, the two parties in the case met in court for a scheduling conference, and the judge has since set July 31st as the day you will hear the matter. Banda's lawyer, Kumbo Soko, has told Times that the parties have agreed on a set of facts which will anchor the resolution of the dispute.
Yeah, it's correct that we're in court today. We had been summoned to appear before the judge for a scheduling conference, and I think that it went well. The parties have agreed on a set of facts which will anchor the resolution of the dispute, and because of that agreement, there will be no need for any witness to be called. What will happen now is that we will proceed to swap arguments. We have been given up to close of business tomorrow to file our arguments. Then MCP will file its own arguments on Monday, and then thereafter a few days to file our reply arguments. And then we'll appear before the judge on the 31st of July at 2 p.m. for the hearing of the matter. And we've been assured that the court will try to deliver its judgment before the convention starts. As you know, the convention is scheduled to start on the 8th of August.
And lawyer representing MCP, Abison Chitugola, wants the court to dismiss Banda's application. However, he said the party has agreed to how the trial should be conducted.
The judge had agreed in terms of how the trial should be conducted, and there were areas we agreed, and I will be filing an agreed order for direction.
The party's resolution to bar others from contesting brought mixed reactions, with others objecting and some supporting the move.
The government has admitted that stunting is still a burden among children in the country, as statistics still hang at 34%. Deputy Director for Nutrition in the Ministry of Health, Kondwani Mpenyuwawa, made the remarks on Thursday in Lilongwe. Brenda Kayo has more in this report read by Malinga Chienda.
Benny Uwawa said Malawians should diversify their diets to promote nutrition and remain healthier.
We are trying to do more in terms of promoting the good feeding practices, especially for the under 2 children, because stunting happens especially in the first 2 years of life, and we also promote adequate nutrition for pregnant and lactating women.
GIZ's Food and Nutrition Security Program team leader Martina Kress said it has been observed that most children in Malawi do not get enough diversified food and lack nutrients that are essential for their good health.
We look back at many years of implementation of a nutrition program that was actually designed to make people eat more diverse diets, and not only anybody to eat more diverse diets, but in particular mothers and young children, because we know that in Malawi chronic malnutrition is still a huge problem, and many children don't grow well according to their age, and that can be improved by making sure they receive all the micronutrients that they need for their good growth, and that's what our program has been trying to contribute to.
However, there's a District Council Principal Nutrition HIV and AIDS Officer, Lotte Makina, said there is a need to go on a campaign that would promote consumption of nutritious food, especially meat.
It is not correct, basically, to send such messages to the people. We are misleading them. Because if you look at the 6 food groups of Malawi, animal foods and its products is one of the 6 food groups. That means it is essential in building a healthy and nutritious population, which can contribute to development of this country. But what we're talking about here are actually the quantities. We are not saying people should not consume animal foods or animal source foods. They should, but in the right quantity. That is just required by the body for its proper growth and functioning.
The Ministry of Health also announced that it is conducting the 2024 stunting research.
President Lazarus Chakwera has reaffirmed his commitment to supporting small and medium enterprises, SMEs, as a vital component of Malawi's economic growth strategy. Chakwera made the remarks on Thursday at Chikoko Bay State Lodge in Mangochi when he hosted vendors from markets across the Eastern Region districts. Chakwera says the significant contribution of SMEs to the country's economy is enormous and cannot be overemphasized. The president pledges to continue supporting SMEs through initiatives such as access to finance, training, and market access. A representative of the vendors from Zomba, Ayatu Brown Chidoti, thanked the president for hosting them at his residence in Mangochi. He thanked the National Economic Empowerment Fund, NEF, for issuing loans to people without favoritism. Now, Vice President Michael Usi says the government will reach out to more people, including business persons with loans, to improve their economic livelihoods. He was speaking on Thursday after touring Bangwe and Chilomoni markets in Blantyre. Isaac Salima has more.
Usi started his visit with a tour of Bangwe market. He went into the market to see for himself the types of businesses that the small-scale traders are conducting. The Vice President thereafter addressed the people before proceeding to Chilomoni main market and in Tukwa market in Chilomoni township, where he also did the same. In the afternoon, Usi went to Chirimba market for the similar exercise. In all the places, Usi assured the vendors that they will benefit from the government loans which are being provided through NEF. The country's Vice President said they will also consider removing a condition that demands beneficiaries of the loans to have collateral before obtaining the loan. He said most of the loan seekers are poor people and it does not make sense for them to also have a collateral. The Vice President also took advantage of his visits to advise the people to work hard so that they should be self-reliant and not to be abused by politicians.
Most of them, they just come, sit and wait for whatever can come to them. They get abused by some politicians. So we are saying no. We are here to serve Malawians. I repeat what I said earlier, that God has given us these positions to serve Malawians. That includes these vendors. I was also talking about the discipline that goes with business management. That when you get a loan, please, you have to repay. You don't just get the money, use it for some consumption things. No, you take the money, you invest.
Usi arrived in Blantyre on Tuesday, where he has been conducting several government activities.
The National Statistical Office, NSO, has asked Malawians to desist from spreading misconceptions as it is conducting the 2024 Malawi Demographic Health Survey, stressing that this is counterproductive and can derail the exercise. The exercise, which started in May this year, is expected to give a picture of how the country stands in various health indicators. Feston Malegeso has a report.
NSO Commissioner Shelton Kanyanda made the remarks in Mzuzu on Thursday during a joint supervision to allow his partners appreciate the process and progress of the survey. Kanyanda said the exercise is currently at data collection stage and being conducted nationwide is at 70%, expressing optimism that they could conclude by August this year.
That's why we have been learning jingles on the radio, doing posters, and meeting even community leaders. This is just to make sure that we are being as open as possible, and even before the interview we also seek consent from the respondents so that they should understand the whole objective of the survey.
The survey is collecting information related to reproductive health, fertility, nutrition, gender-based violence, HIV and AIDS, among others. Preliminary results are expected to be released this year, followed by comprehensive results later. In his remarks, Director of Planning and Development from Mzuzu City Council, Philmon Maseko, encouraged Malawians to give out the required information as it would help local councils to develop interventions that align with the needs of the citizenry.
The data which is collected is basically on the health issues. Is not connected to politics, is not connected to social protection in terms of response of cash transfer or any other social protection that the city or the government is providing to the people. But people should know and understand that they are free to give out information on their health aspect.
Apart from providing comprehensive data on health and population dynamics in Malawi, the survey also intends to assess micronutrient deficiencies and determine the prevalence of anemia among various vulnerable populations. Ideally, the Malawi Demographic Health Survey takes place every 5 years, but the last was done in 2016.
The Malawi Human Rights Commission, MHRC, needs at least 18 billion kwacha to implement its 4-year strategic plan, running from this year up to 2028. Among others, the plan seeks to improve the promotion of human rights, foster good partnerships with stakeholders, and ensure effectiveness of the Commission. Kathy Maulidi reports.
Speaking at the launch of the plan, MHRC Chairperson Chikondi Chijozi stated that while there is a significant need for funding, the Commission remains underfunded, which may hinder the plan's successful implementation. In the 2024-2025 national budget, the Commission requested 3 billion kwacha, but was allocated 2 billion kwacha. Chijozi said with the investigations that the Commission carries, the money is not enough, and she appealed to the Legal Affairs Committee of Parliament to come in and assist lobby for more funds towards the Commission to fulfill its numerous mandates.
We need over 18 billion Malawi kwacha to implement the strategic plan for the next 4 years. However, at the time that we are in now, as the Commission, we are underfunded. As I mentioned earlier, we are receiving funding with less than 35% of what we, as a Commission, the Commission projects to be enough funding for us to fulfill our mandate.
Reacting to the development, the Legal Affairs Committee Chairperson Peter Dimba concurred with Chijozi on the issue of funding, saying this has not only affected the Commission, but other institutions too.
The thing is, most of the MDS do not really get what they deserve to get for them to carry out their mandate, and we always depend on the development partners to come in and help the institutions like the Malawi Human Rights Commission for them to be able to carry out their mandate.
In 2011, the United Nations Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights and the Global Alliance of the National Human Rights Institutions formed the Tripartite Partnership TPP to comprehensively support national human rights institutions. In this regard, UNDP, through the TPP partnership, supported the launch of the MHRC's strategic plan to provide a framework for implementation of its mandate. Interim UNDP resident representative Asiha Malik said the new strategic plan is critical not only to outline the direction of the Commission for the next 5 years, but it also articulates better than before how operational activities can be implemented for greater impact.
You're watching the news on Times TV. We'll be back with more after this break.
Yes, Loani. Zikomota kulandirani. Bwanji goti.
Chiolembera chino bwana.
Ife tuma office muno timagwirisa ntchito zolembera zake zimenezi. Cholembera ichi ndi cha bundle.
Zolembera za bundle zakazi kukutumikirani kwa nthawi yayitali. Pano ndikulengeza kuti tabwera ndi zolembera zatsopano zomwe zili m'mapangidwe awiri, classic ndi winner. Zolemberazi ndi zokongola, zolemba bwino komanso zolemba nthawi yayitali. Zolembera za bundle zimabwera m'mitundu inayi, black, blue, red ndi green, ndipo mutha kugwiritsa ntchito mu ofesi, ku sukulu ndi malo ena. Akupanga zolembera za bundle ndi a Euro Industries, kampani yeniyeni ya Kumalawi. Gulani katundu wopangidwa Kumalawi konkuno kuti mutukule dziko lanu. Phone Blantyre 0888 107 261, Lilongwe 0886 074 737. Bundle, buy original, avoid counterfeit. Bundle, write miles with a smile.
Life is an up and down journey where anything can happen at any time. But at any time, you have peace of mind with Mazim. Mazim offers all-inclusive affordable medical aid cover in various packages of schemes in line with your budget, with a promise to take care of you and your family in that time of dire need. From giving you access to medical services at hospitals locally and abroad, emergency evacuation, dentist, and optical care, all the way to funeral benefits. Mazim is there holding your hand, keeping you covered. For details of the medical scheme you need, call 01-820-298, 01-820-543, 0888-707-100, fax 01-820-217, email infodesk@mazim.mw, or visit www.mazim.mw. Mazim, your ultimate healthcare solution.
Back, still in the news, Malawi Defense Force, Ministry of Health and Ministry of Education owe the Central Region Water Board a whopping 8 billion kwacha. This is reportedly frustrating the efficient operations of the board. Officials from the board disclosed this after appearing before the Budget and Finance Committee of Parliament. Brenda Kayo has more in this report.
Central Region Water Board Chief Executive Officer John Makwinda said the outstanding bills owed by the public institution have adversely affected cash flow position of the board. Makwinda said the board is struggling to meet its obligations such as paying taxes, pension contribution, and servicing other debts. He said the Malawi Defense Force tops the list of the firm owing Central Region Water Board money with a bill of 5.2 billion.
What we are doing, we are engaging them so that we can be able to have those debts repaid. The other way we are engaging, we engage Minister of Finance to also see how they can assist in settling that debt. It's important that that debt is settled.
MDF spokesperson Emmanuel Mlilimba declined to comment on the matter. Budget and Finance Committee Vice Chairman Ishumayo Nkumba expressed worry over the outstanding bills by the public institution, stating that the bills is hugely. Nkumba said the committee will engage relevant authorities from the Ministry of Finance and Treasury to help address the issue of water bills defaulting.
What they have proposed so far is that they would like to increase the water tariff. That they explain and are convinced that if that happens through the Ministry of Water and Sanitation,
they will be able to provide their services efficiently and sufficiently. So we're working with them. We have asked them to make formal proposals to the committee so that we study them, but also to ensure that this does not create a burden on their customers.
Meanwhile, Central Region Water Board has also appealed to the committee to adjust water tariff to 21%, in which the committee said it will take the appeal to the Ministry of Finance.
Well, that's the news for now, but before we go, the headlines again. UTM National Executive Committee meets today to make a final decision on its alliance partnerships. High Court sets month-end for hearing of a case in which an MCP member is challenging the resolution to bar new members from contesting at the elective convention. And in other news, 34% of Malawian children are still trapped in stunting predicament. You can get more on these and other stories by visiting www.times.mw, liking and following our Facebook page, Times 360 Malawi, X at Times 360 Malawi, and by subscribing to 1895 by dialing *1895#. I'm Tabi Gamangala Munifumbo. Goodbye.